And welcome back to BVTV Men's Fours quarterfinal action from the 2025 State Championships. This afternoon we're bringing you a matchup between Northern Gateway and Metro West. Northern Gateway Rinkov, Brad Gibson at lead. Just delivered that last bowl. His lead battle will be up against Darren Casely. The rest of that Northern Gateway side. Four Moonee Valley boys, Brad Gibson, Josh RENNEX, Alex SKILTON and Nathan LYNCH. Yarravilla, Darren Casely, Troy KREYAN, Tim SPRATLING and Will AINGER. And I have the pleasure this afternoon of being joined by, oh, look, wait, it's not Sam Rogers, it's Bailey Randall. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. A beautiful day down here in Bendigo, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of cloud cover's just come through, which is nice, taking some of the sting out of that sun that we had this morning. But you were down here, had a bit of a chance to look at the other games. Did you see either of these sides? Yeah,
I saw a bit of Valley play, which would be Northern Gateway. Yeah, they bowled very, very well against, I believe it was Goulburn Murray. Yeah, just bowls in their head 90% of the time. So this is going to be a cracking game, I reckon.
Fairly good recipe to get through. Obviously, we've seen plenty of these Valley boys on the stream before. Regulars on our Premier coverage. And these Yarraville boys as well. Bit of a combination. Most of them have played ones games this year at Yarraville, but there has been a bit of a mix where some of them were playing in the seconds there. Either way, an incredibly successful year for that club. The Valley side got here after a 16-7 win in the round of 16 over the Goulburn Murray side, skipped by Dane Gade. A really good win for this Yarraville side as well. 16-13 over the Sandbelt Rink, skipped by Ali Forsyth. So certainly earned their way through to this quarter-final.
All on the weight here from Alex SKILTON. That's a good shot.
There were some conversations about the green starting to pick up pace as of this morning as the day's gone on. That sun we had before was no doubt helping that.
Just falling a bit behind.
Of course. All of these state championship games being played at Bendigo East Bowls Club. Been here for a number of years. We partner with City of Greater Bendigo to help bring us these state championships. SKILTON on the forehand draw. Gets back to the centre line, about 8 feet past the jack.
The greens look immaculate, don't they?
Oh, the consistency of colour across them is a sight to behold. No blemishes, no patches where you go greeny, yellow.
Yeah,
it's super consistent.
Touch over here is good. Yeah. That's pretty good, mate. Yeah, if you don't have foot, you'll beat that.
Got a question for you. Tips on this game?
Hard to go past the all-round depth of the Valley rink. I don't know how the draw lines up. I'd need to have a look, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were to get a Valley versus Bendigo final. As the most overall depth and talent that I see week in and week out. But I am coming from a Metro bias, so that's what I know and what I'm accustomed to, and that's a great thing about these state champs. 16 region winners in their events, all coming together to battle it out.
Yeah, still got 3, mate. You beat these bowls here.
Backhand draw here from Will.
All on the way.
Not sure he's going to quite clear that bowl of Alex's. Probably does enough for second, I would think.
I actually favour the purple.
Yeah, okay. You've got a slightly better angle where you're at from me.
Yeah.
I'm just going off the screen alone. Lynch just struggling to reach with that one. 3 feet shy. Will with reasonable pace with his last. If he can take that extra bit of grass and get around the front, then he will draw the absolute. Looks to be a wider line. All on the journey. Hasn't sent it. We'll get the measures out. Alex Skilton saying he thinks that they're 1 down. We will make sure briefly. Gonna take turns measuring this one. It did look like the... Oh, there we go. Umpire's measures on end 1.
Yeah. Cinema.
Now, for everyone at home, all of this week's state championships are being live scored. So if you want to keep track of your region, of the sides that are doing well there, then you can jump onto BowlsLink results portal or the Bowls Now app and keep a track of these 2025 state championships. Today's action, we've got 4 games of men's fours remaining in this quarterfinal stage, and we've just started off the round of 16 in the women's pairs as well. We'll try and give you some updates throughout the day as we go, checking the scores ourselves. But if you want to check along at home, see how your friends, your teammates, your region buddies are going, then that's the best place to do so. Umpires just going with the trammels and calipers at this stage. Bailey, you put the pressure on me and asked who's going through. I didn't return the question. Who's going to take it?
I reckon West up by 1 going into the last end.
Okay.
And Lynchy draws 2 crackers to win the game.
Yeah, you're going real deep with that dive. Who was it? There was someone that I had on commentary with me over at the Vic Open last week, and they might have been Tice. And I asked him for a prediction, and he said a team and a scoreline, and I went, you beauty. Most of us are just happy with picking a winner or a loser here, and now you're giving us how it's going to go down as well. Just going back to check his work and make certain of his decision.
We've got to go back.
Must be pretty close, eh?
Yeah. Gone this way the first time round. Boys are having a laugh here, and they've turned out the purple. So that will be 1 shot to the Yarraville Footscray combination on end 1. Tanner Arthur in the comments. He's going to go Gateway by 4 in this matchup. Jump in. Obviously, we've got comments flashing up from both Facebook and YouTube. Tell us your predictions for this matchup. Tell us your predictions for the entire State Force title. Now, remaining sides left, we have the Gateway and Metro West matchup that we see on screen now. Geelong rink skipped by Brad Pavey that we saw on the stream in the last game are playing the Strzelecki rink of James Scullin. Eastern Rangers skipped by Benny Thomason are playing the Mornington Peninsula rink with Paul Twyrold. And Brad Marin's Bendigo and Passby Goldfields rink are playing Damien Riches from West Coast. Good starter there from Darren Casely, but Jack High Bowl does make a target to play down to. Brad Gibson not too far away there. Stays with that hand, wouldn't want to trail it away, but it's a nice and safe line. 6 feet past.
Probably the best thing about this green is you've got the obvious wide and tight hand. That's a good shot. Probably a little bit stiff with that last one. Opens it up a little bit now.
Of course. It's the beauty of fours bowls. It's a game of setups. Change heads early on, create opportunities for teammates. Josh RENNEX on a reasonable looking line here. It's just a matter of whether he's going to hold on the weight. Turning away. It's a big change on the commentary this week. Just trying to see different lines with how this screen's handling it. Coming off the carpet at Traralgon last week.
It's all on the weight here. Track's good. A little bit quick.
Also just carrying that 4 to 5 feet through.
Now that sun's out a little bit, it will carry on that extra foot or two.
Yes. Still just running on that pace. Nice correction on his line there from Josh RENNEX. Scott Cassidy in the comments asking how you like this rink, Bailey. Played on this one specifically before, or?
Yeah, I reckon it would have been 2023 junior singles final, me and Jack Cassidy.
Okay.
Or 2022, one of those two. That was a cracking game, that. Got Skills coming to the mat now. He's got 2 to 3 foot to draw a shot.
Yeah, it's an interesting start to this game. I thought that the heads might have been a little bit tighter than they are initially. And players are just coming out from a lunch break.
It looks like Yeah, a little bit quick.
Both of these sides were on this green in the previous round. There shouldn't be too much of an adjustment factor there.
It's probably like second or half a second quicker than what it was just before lunch, I reckon.
We have seen a number of bowls travelling past the head at this stage. Not too many short bowls.
Trouser jacket. Favourite for
with a
two.
good bowl there. Doesn't leave much of a target either. Both of his bowls, a bowl and a half wide in total. Mason Lynch just asking him to get back to any one of a few bowls down on that forehand side. Can cut it down comfortably by getting to that back one. That'll be enough for second. But Alex Skilton has pinched his line there. Hasn't sent it either. What are you playing here, if you will, Anger? Still just trying to tuck it around the corner a little bit further?
You want to probably tuck it an inch probably back to the line if you can. If you're a little bit quick, you get back to Troy's probably 3 foot behind bowl, just behind the head.
Yeah,
and
there is
leads
that
into good
orange
home.
bowl of theirs that's a supporting catcher. You can see from there that there is a little bit of vision of Jack, but not a lot. He's on a high line, ripping back hard here. Can he get down to that jack?
Shot. Well played.
Very nicely played.
Probably makes favourite for 3, I reckon.
Is it 3 or could it be 4 or 5?
Nah,
It
that's
looks like that.
That's 1, 2, 3. Then that's probably second shot there. Oh
No,
no,
the orange is belongs to Yarraville.
Okay. It's probably 4 or 5.
Nathan Lynch playing weight here.
That takes
One out.
Yeah, I reckon that's
Would have been looking to get the red, blue and yellow bowl through the centre of that target there. Open everything up. Called to draw another.
the ultimate result here, I reckon, is just getting just behind. If you can get down to these 2 bowlers at the back of the rink, does make it a little bit of a target now for Lynchy. It's better out.
Front one through and kills.
Good shot.
Not 5 down anymore. Both sides able to take confidence out of that end. Nathan Lynch playing the big bowl. Digs them out of trouble. But those Yarraville boys building ahead in such a way that they created that number in the first place. Well, certainly have them feeling good in the early stages of this match. Dean Curran, the Sandbelt boys, lost to this Yarraville Footscray combination in the previous round, 16-13.
That was a high class game to watch, actually.
Yes.
Very, very tight heads.
Was that one of the ones there was a big number late? There are a few matches there that had some major swings late in them. Yeah, trailed 11-12 with 3 to play and ended up winning that matchup 16-13, the Yarraville boys. That Sandbelt rink from Clayton was Grant Catterick, David Ashby, Scott Biles and Ali Forsyth.
Good shot.
They certainly are good greens. Bowls coming in at right angles. Rowdy Arthur in the comments congratulating you on your under-18 success at the Vic Open, Bailey. Of course, taking home 2 under-18 titles last week.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah, quite the experience, actually. First time having the junior singles at Vic Open, and the first time having a knockout format for the pairs, I think, as well. It was, it was really, really good, actually.
Pretty well accustomed to the knockout format because you made the final, was it 32 or 16 of the men's singles as well?
16.
Final 16. So, of course, from a knockout of 256 at the beginning of that, certainly a few wins on your way to get that deep.
Yeah. That was, even that was a great experience as well, coming against, you know, best of the best, Nathan Black. Yeah, no, it was very, very, he was very supportive, whatnot, and it was played in great spirits as well, which is the main thing.
Was it just one of those weeks where you had a whole lot of form and you rode the momentum, or any particular work that you'd been putting in targeting the event, or how did that come about?
Yeah, about 2 weeks prior of Vic Open, I just come down here every day, 3 or 4 times a day, and just, you know, do me drills. I got assigned to draw bowling, weight control, then the classic drive. Yeah, so definitely worked up to it. Probably wasn't expecting to go too deep into anything. You know, just go down there and have a bit of fun. But, you know, when you're having fun, you tend to go that extra level higher, I guess, as well.
Good to see that hard work and putting the time in has been rewarded as well. Oh, what a bowl
That's
here.
a great shot.
Opens it up now, turns that bowl to Jack High. Nice shot on for Alex Skilton here, though. Can just use that purple and black bowl as a nice little guide. Trail that Jack underneath to Brad Gibson's bowl. We'll make that head ugly for the Yarraville boys again. Anything under the line there. It's got some nuisance value to it. That orange bowl now in a tricky place to play that back end side.
Yeah, that's the tighter side of the green. Probably not that much tighter, but it's probably a foot tighter than the forehand coming towards the car park.
Will Anger's call to Tim Spratling is to play that forehand side. One roll on the red, navy and yellow will be enough to make shot out of it. Of course, it's not going to be all that dissimilar to the last bowl that he played, turning that purple through the jack.
Area. Just needs to hold up.
Needs to hold on a little bit. That's a nice weight for the shot, but just underneath. Nathan Lynch having a look here at whether that backhand still exists or not. He was to play under the orange bowl at 1 o'clock as we look at it right now. He can sit the bowl of Tim Spratling or trail that jack. If he's around it, he can cold draw, but it is awkwardly placed. Obviously doesn't want to play that forehand sided and turn the red, blue and yellow over.
Yeah, even if you play on the tight side, if you're a little bit quick and just around the orange, you probably get the outside of the purple. It only needs one roll to roll out a shot. So
he's just called that if he's underneath on the tight hand, he does have straighteners there for him.
That wind's starting to pick up now, so
just needs to negate the orange bowl. Has opened up a nicer draw track now, though. That breeze has been intermittent throughout the day. It's been still for the first 15 minutes of this matchup. But the odd gusts coming through now, and of course gusty winds can be those hardest ones to play in. You don't know when they're going to come and when they're not.
Yeah, if I was Will, always look for the aggressive shot, I guess, but there's not really much draw line. So you would almost play positive under skilts, I reckon. Try and hold up for the purple. I know if you get it without the orange, 2 maybe.
It surprises me that he's playing that backhand side, given that we've just seen Tim Spratling turn so hard back there on that wide hand twice. One roll on that red, navy and orange, red, navy and yellow does it.
Fair effort here if he gets down.
Doesn't want to turn that through the jack. Opens the hand up.
It's probably only still just the one.
There is a shot there now for Nathan Lynch, though, to trail it away for 3. Those at home might just be starting to hear the little bit of breeze rustling through the microphones.
It's a nice breeze, though.
It is. Now that sun's tucked away a little bit. Taking some of the edge off the heat that was here earlier in the day. Nathan Lynch, backhand draw here. Looking to move that jack 18 inches. Not sure he's going to drop on that wide hand, but if he can chip the purple across.
That's another one in that area.
Not only that, he's cleared the only away bowl past the head out of it. That orange bowl was the only real protection close by past the jack for the Yarraville boys.
I reckon there'll be 2 shots in Will's head here. It's either take the one down, cover the back, or you try and get that purple, sit for 2, but give Lynchy the option to try the jack for 4.
Well, with sit weight, if he's able to get the inside edge, he might still, chip it out, do enough for shot, and get to the green bowl of Alex Skilton there.
Yeah.
Get the 2 for 1 special.
It's on a tighter line.
But no breeze right now. Doesn't have the weight anyway.
Massive chance for Lynchy here. May pick up a number early on.
And that'd be a huge swing around. Remember that this end was killed previously while 5 down. If you can trail here for a number, it could be, well, it's 2 different ends. It feels like a 10-shot swing. Oh, we're 5 down, we've killed it, and boys, we've come back and made a 5 of our own.
Just that momentum swing. Everyone feeling flat, not really, struggling a bit. Pick up a number, lifts everyone.
Needs to turn hard from there. It is still at the moment, so he might get down.
Probably
Turns the purple.
one
to one. And a low-scoring affair here early at Bendigo East Bowling Club. Our streams brought to you by our friends at Moama Bowls Club. And Dandenong Club, as always, we can't do it without them. Matt about 2.5, 3 yards up from the tee. The Jack about the same from the tee at the other end. As we've seen so far, players preferring to play that wider side of the green.
Okay, complete opposite with Darren. He's liking that tight hand. I don't think he's bowled a bowl down that wide hand yet.
Which is interesting. When you're nailing it, it's great. But the weight control when you're playing up against a breeze like that, you can get pushed off that line and just find ones that you can get in that bit of overs and unders if you're not absolutely nailing it. With where he's finished, he's forced a hand change on Brad Gibson. His bowler's taking that little bit more turn down there. Gibson using an Optima. Darren Castley against him using a Taylor GTR.
Track looks good all on the way.
And that's where a lot of players would advocate for playing that wide hand. First bowl had breeze, crossed the head a little. That breeze kept him on the running surface and got him down there. The next one, it's dead still. It's turned wider and with that come up short.
RENNEX, good area here. It's a great shot.
Just needs to build the head at this stage. Does Troy KREYAN. It's a nice spot given where Josh RENNEX's first bowl's finished.
It's quicker at the hand.
Yeah, but if he gets to that yellow and green, it'll finish very nicely.
It's a good shot.
That's just good head building.
Yeah.
And good front end play. If your lead hasn't absolutely nailed it, if your two's jumping on and playing the lead's role, one on, one behind, and it's just good team bowls. Of course, fours play can be up to 8 minutes between bowls, and it's difficult to get that rhythm that you need at times. Also difficult to maintain a high standard over the full duration of a game. At this point, he's one on, one behind. The front one probably counting as well. Alex can just load up on that backhand and not add to the target. That'll count.
That's a good shot. Probably 4 to Northern Gateway here.
$15 ends here for the fours. So we are only in very early days of this matchup. Skilton with another free hit to draw and add another. Wouldn't be surprised if he does get deeper down the rink, though. Try and cover those Yarraville bowls that are through, which is exactly what he's done.
That's great reading of the game as well, to see where the jack's going, where the danger is.
Yeah, and what it's done is it's forced the call to be drawing for second now.
It's the area.
Realise that there's not value in springing the jack deep.
Yeah, that's a good second.
I'd imagine that the Yarraville combination would be pretty happy to take one down this end with how that head's set up now. So Nathan Lynch returns to the mat. I would imagine looking for a forehand draw to the jack. And has drawn it very nicely there. Oh, it's just kept running on him. Just that extra 18 inches of carry than you might expect.
Okay, yeah? Yep. Land the ball, trail the jack.
I'll give another mention preparing for the Vic Open, how much support Deer Park's had for us juniors as well. Just, you know, day in, day out, the support that they bring, it's just surreal.
We saw a few of your players go fairly well. Of course, Addie Ryan winning the female component of the under-18 singles. Yep. She was also a runner-up in the women's triples event.
Yep.
Harry Coleman went reasonably deep in, was it the mixed pairs?
Mixed pairs, yeah. He made the last 16, I believe.
Yeah. Not a bad effort here from Lynchy. Hasn't added, but doesn't hurt being there at all. Langer looking to drop about 3.5 yards here. He's got a cold draw and that's about it. The head isn't really set up for anything else. Just apologising to his teammates for not slowing it down. And one it is to the Moonee Valley combination. Northern Gateway leading this 2-1 after 3 in what is so far a very low-scoring affair.
Trying to see the score of the Geelong game. Can't. Lynchy's standing right in the road. I can't.
Looks to be 3-5 the way of Strzelecki at the moment after 5 ends.
And then Bendigo trails West Coast 1-4 after 3.
Yeah. Of course, you can jump on BowlsLink results portal, all the bowls now app, and check all of those as they're updated. Every game at these 2025 state championships being live scored. Not a bad starter at all there from Brad Gibson. 15 inches shy on the weight. Certainly in the game. And with that, Darren Casely's been forced onto the wide side. And he's dropping back to Jack very nicely
That's a great
here.
Shot. That is first bowl on that end as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great changeover.
mate. Your angle should be pretty good here, Six. Stixie boy. Quite a good shot here, mate.
Getting called down to the jack here.
What a shot.
Clears the front.
What a shot. This lead battle's getting better and better.
Yeah, I think the players have started warming into this match now. A nervous first few ends. Second end of the match killed.
Good area again. It's all on the weight.
Weight looks good. Is it going to
pretty
drop
close.
down in time? It's certainly usable. Couple of rolls on that. Will be great. Backhand shot for Josh RENNEX here. Can clear the front bowl of Brad Gibson. Get to the shot bowl. It's a bowl in front of Jack. Finish just behind is good too. All-time weight. Very nice finishing home. Call here. Either of the orange bowls only need a roll. Just a little bit overcooked on the weight there. Ideally wants to be finishing inside that purple and black. Josh RENNEX asking for this one to hold on.
Gets up on that.
Turns up Brad Gibson for a couple. Will AINGER giving options of which hand to play there. Case can be made for either, but given he's already played one on the forehand, I do prefer that call.
Any roll on the oranges.
Yeah, exactly. And if he gets the gap between them, he can get to that
Yep.
bowl of Brad Gibson's and flop in anyway.
Just
Still just over on that weight. Only needs to be playing weight to that purple and black that's on the centre line past the jack as we look now. Nathan Lynch calling Alex SKILTON to draw to the tee here. Get the coverage on the couple of Yarra ball bowls that have gone through. Please let's ignore any links that are dropped in the chat. They are not ours. We'll do our best to get rid of them ASAP. What are you playing here, Bailey? Case can be made for the shot on each hand.
Oh, I like 3 foot over under that purple and black. You get that first bowl of Brad's through. You can probably sit.
So plant and follow through the shot
Plant and
bowls.
follow, yeah.
If he's underneath, can obviously turn those oranges up through the jack as well. He is playing that backhand side. And does look a good track to get under that purple.
Area. There's options. Split and run. What a oh.
Changes the head up in a big way. Cuts it back to 1. What they're planning for this end has completely gone out of the window now. And it'll just be a draw shot for Alex SKILTON.
Under the orange.
just got to be under it to the shot bowl.
The change of hands now. Bit surprising, I think. Change of hands.
Does have that purple bowl at Jack High as a nice guide to beat.
So if you're a little bit wide, it will hang on a little bit.
Yeah, of
If
course
you're a
he
little
can.
bit tight, it will hoop.
And given the gusts that we've seen playing that
Yeah.
backhand side, you've got to be weight perfect. So a little bit of freedom to play that forehand through the window. That's where we have seen most of the bowls played in both directions so far. Nathan Lynch also playing that forehand side.
All on the weight here from Lynchy. It's good enough for 2.
And doesn't build up the target or anything like that. Still gaps either side of the jack.
What a shot, Brad. Stiff, eh?
Big noise from a couple of rinks away from us here. Brad Marin trying to sit it through a bowl for a number, and I get the feeling that the jack has probably just gone a little bit too far.
Still, Benia still holding the 1 though. I believe if you sat that bowl out, it would have been 5, maybe 6.
Back to action here. Willanger just under the line. Needs to walk up the front. Probably would have been a little bit hot on the pace anyway. I think he would have finished about 2 feet past. But a good initial sighter. They're just having a look at the moment to see whether the nearest bowl of Yarraville is worth anything. Moonee Valley could have the next 3.
Up to you, mate. Same bowl for 3. You rip that one out for 6. You pick your preference.
6.
So if they remove the yellow, blue and red bowl, it could be worth as many as 6. Or just play the same bowl he just did and guarantee 3. Do need to remember that Willanger will have last bowl here, so if he is put 6 down, he'll have his right of reply. And with that, Nathan Lynch coming up for a look. Fair enough too, with a number like that on the offering. Of course, all games at state championships are untimed. All ends are live. If ends are killed, no respotting. It is a case of replay it.
Looks pretty close for the 6th. I think the 6th is between Skilts and Timmy's. Back one's there.
Yeah, so it'd bring in both of the front ones of Brad Gibson, I believe.
And Skilts' wing one.
Skilts' wing bowl. He is playing for it. He's not far away. Gets a piece, and it jams on the other bowl of Tim's.
I think that's only a 5 now. But context of this game, if they get a 5 this early,
I think it might only even be the 4. I'm not sure whether you can get both of Brad Gibson's bowls in now. Willanger had about 2 feet too much pace with his last and pinched the line. Can afford to go out nice and close to that wide orange bowl. If he's out in that neighbourhood, he'll have a good track to get down for the 2nd or number 1.
got here from Will.
It's a better line than his last.
Just all on the way.
Can clear under that orange. Has gotten a piece of it. It's not going to cut anything out. Only taking the two out, and they'll go to the tape from there. No, game's untimed at the state championships, Tom. So the back bowl of Alex Skilton's does not get in.
Yep.
Front wing one does, that's a third. Now we'll go to both of Brad Gibson's bowls. I would imagine one is, I'm not sure about the second. Fourth one gets in. It'll be a close look at the fifth. Doesn't get the fifth one in. 4 shots. Makes it one better than it would have had he drawn. And after a series of ones to start off this game, we've got our first margin of this matchup. Three-quarter length here again from the Moonee Valley combination. Stayed consistent with that so far. And another good starter here from Brad Gibson, just sneaking around the back of the jack. Just runs and runs and runs. A little bit of tailwind on these free Bendigo East greens.
Looks like a good track. It's just all on the way. Matches that last one from Brad Gibson.
Getting some of those gusts again here, Bailey.
Yeah. It's just gonna make it very, very tricky, but it won't. Very.
You've put down more bowls here than most. Is it normally a gusty type of wind, or is it normally more consistent?
It depends on the day. It's during pennant season, it's more of a consistent breeze. During the off season, it's quite gusty. But the pace never changes on it. Probably half a second with the tail and headwind, but that's about it.
And it does have generally a fairly consistent direction that it comes from?
Yeah.
So is that back towards that clubhouse end? Or?
Yeah, always goes probably northwest. So, or, back the other way, southeast kind of way.
I'll break my compass out and figure that one out. It's a long way from home for me to know these directions. Nice bowl there from Troy KREYAN. Couple of feet over.
Could be holding one down, I reckon, to maybe Joshy RENNEX.
Well, I think it's, from what we've seen in the last couple of ends, I think it's safe to say that no one's got shot at this stage.
Don't change anything, Tommy. These are all ours. Jack full, you get full.
Forehand draw here, and has corrected his weight on the last. Is he going to hang around or run through? That'll be enough for one. Plenty of room for the draw here. Only one bowl in front of Jack at this stage of the end. Alex Skilton's going to play that backhand side.
All on the track here. Weight looks good. It's a good shot from Skilts.
Does frame it nicely though. It's probably finished bowl, half a bowl in front of Jack there.
The weather this week's meant to be sublime.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look.
Oh.
Packed for everything, but you never know how these weeks go.
Yeah, I'm praying that under 18 state weeks weather's good.
Yes, of course. That coming up at the conclusion of this event. School holiday starting off. Is that the under 18 events? You've had enough days off school lately with the
Yeah.
with the Vic. And as described, bowl of Alex's had just framed the head nicely. Could sit it for shot.
Bloody something crawling on my leg. It scared me. This looks like a spider or something.
Got the Bendigo locals here attacking you, do we?
Hey, say again.
Got the Bendigo locals here attacking you.
Yeah, we get these nasty, big black spiders around here. I've seen a few the past years, crawling on the green, just mind their own business.
Team Spratling just overweight again. Turning his own would have been good, as would have sitting that bowl of Alex Skilton's. Nice little shot on the offering here for Nathan Lynch. If he can get that Jack half a foot down the line, can hang around for a few.
Will just falling a little bit behind their tracks. Very good.
After dropping a 4 last end, pretty happy just to consolidate and get the 1 at this stage, you'd imagine. Cut down any risks of doubling down on numbers.
Gusts are back. That's a great shot from Lynchy there. Probably made 1, 2, 3, almost 5, I reckon.
No, I think one of the green and yellows there belongs to Yarraville.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
probably only the 2, purple and black, plus Nathan Lynch's own bowl.
These same coloured bowls.
Yeah, it's
I know.
a yellow and green and a yellow and blue. But with the bright sunshine that we've got down there, they are looking fairly similar from our view of the screen.
Yeah, from
It's the speckles on the yellow that are picking it for me. Nathan Lynch with the solid yellow and solid blue.
Yeah, it's only 2.
Backhand draw there available for Will Anger though. Can see the track in from our angle. Playing a forehand, which surprises me. Unless he's looking at playing weight and running the ball through.
I'm surprised he didn't play the backhand. A little bit aggressive. Could have got any sort of result.
Just the one in the end.
Great ball, man.
Lucas in the comments asking about Parastate Champs being streamed this year. Yes, I believe the last day of Parastate Champs will be getting streaming action.
Good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a great event last week at the Vic Open with the Paras. First ever time that we had an integrated event there. Lucas winning that event alongside Sammy Atkinson. Bit of a loose one there from Brad Gibson. Quick around the grounds. The Geelong combination skipped by Pavey leads 8-5 over Strzelecki's Scullen Rink after 6 ends. Eastern Rangers versus Mornington Peninsula. Benny Thomason's Eastern Rangers Rink down 0-5 against Paul Twyrold after 4 ends. And in our last quarterfinal matchup, the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields Rink skipped by Brad Marin, trailing 3-6 to Damien Riches from West Coast after 5 ends. You can track all of those matches through the BowlsLink results portal or on the Bowls Now app. I'll go over and bring you some women's pairs scores in the next little while once we get those up and loading.
Last bowl there from Brad Gibson.
Yeah, certainly an improvement on the prior. Saying that, textbook leading from Darren Cressley here. 1 right on it, another 2 feet by. That's how to build ahead.
Hurry, mate. What you got, Joshua? Good shot here, good. Good, mate. Second, good.
And the women's pairs, Sammy Atkinson, Strzelecki Rink trails 3-12 to Liv Cartwright after 7 ends. Jodie Neville from Yarra trailing Anita Jenkins from Mornington Peninsula 4-9 after 7.
Pretty much the same bowl with an extra foot or 2.
Gippsland and Goulburn Murray's a tight one, 8-7 after 7 ends. Wimmera with a big 12-3 lead after 5 ends in that game. How's this for a scoreline, Bailey? 5 ends of play in the women's pairs matchup. E. Fuller and D. Lowe from Wimmera against S. Braybook and Anne Draffen from Ballarat Highlands. 5 threes. 3 for Ballarat on the first end of the game and then 3-3-3-3 from Wimmera in reply.
Gee whiz. I'm going to put money on it. They're scoring 70 shots in the 15 ends between them both. That's wild.
Absolutely. Fourth three at the way of Other and Murray over Murray Malley after 6 ends in that women's pairs matchup. Sophie Kersman with an 8-1 lead after 7 ends over Gale Edwards in the Northern Gateway Metro West clash. Sorry, that was Cheryl Atkinson before, not Sammy. Because Sammy is playing in the Sandbelt side that is leading 9-6 over the Geelong combination after 7 ends. And in the last matchup, Eastern Rangers trailing West Coast 3-4 after 6.
Gee whiz. I'm just looking at it now. 3-3-3-3-3.
Back to action here. Alex Skilton still trying to draw off that first Leeds bowl of the end from Darren Casely. Needs to hold around that and push. Gets nice up. Tim Spratling here, no doubt just trying to close the door. Still is free access to that jack or shot bowl. Just a little bit hot on the pace. Coming to a point now that it's not far from Yarraville Footscray needing to play the shot themselves. Get that jack moving back there, plenty of catches. The nearest bowl for the Northern Gateway boys is the short black and purple. That's 15 inches shy of jack. But the next 5 beyond jack high all belong to Metro West boys from Yarraville Footscray.
There we are, here from Lynchy.
Oh, and he sprung it into that space. Definitely 2, could be 3 down now. If Will Anger can move that jack another 3 or 4 inches deeper, would be holding 6.
Do we see? Pick up a 6, it's 7-all after 6. Have a contest.
The Moonee Valley combination picking up a 4 on the 4th end of this match to gain some space after the first 3 ends were all singles. Looks a little bit hot, probably wants to stay away from jack now, but he's on a high line. Nathan Lynch with a very nice draw with his first bowl. Little correction needed.
Just
jack
as a
moving
bit
off centre.
Just inside there. Those orange bowls look closer than from our angle. Lynch was very
All-time
close here.
pace.
What a shot.
And tucks behind off the centre line. Will Anger can play this shot fairly freely. They own the 2 deepest bowls on the rink. He can play underneath the jack and pop that shot bowl out clean for a few. If he hangs around, may make 4. If he hangs to jack and gets it down the line, they would have 2. Everything on that side of the head belongs to the Yarraville Footscray combination.
Yeah, even trailing the jack a foot, if you play that nice 2 foot away, you get down to the bowl, set it through, trail the jack, you've got the 2 catches back there. It's just
Pick your weight and make contact.
Yep.
Whatever pace you feel comfortable with.
Anything but tight.
anything but tight or anything but wide? If he's underneath, he might
anything
get that
but wide,
straightener
yeah.
on the off the orange.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Just playing a searching weight.
Needs to move.
Oh, he's coming back hard at that jack. Can he get it moving? Makes contact. Gonna have a look at it. And it's another 1-2. The Northern Gateway combination from Moonee Valley. They now lead 8-1 after 6 ends. What are you doing here to change things, Bailey? Obviously need something to mix up.
Yeah, you need. Probably, if I was Will, have a quick chat with the team. It's just try and slow the gap down a little bit. It's all in the momentum of Northern Gateway at the moment. And if you just try and slow that gap down, get it on your terms, win the map back, play your length, yeah, and just bowls in the head as well. And most importantly, be positive. Don't drop your head or anything like that. Just keep being positive. The game will turn 90% of the time if you're there and at it all game.
The reality of it is, at this stage, they've had a chance at a couple of numbers.
Yeah.
And even looking at the last end, Head was there to make a count. Nathan Lynch played 2 absolute bombs to flip that head over. And we look at end 2 of the match that was killed while they were holding 5.
Yeah.
It's about taking that confidence from the moments where they have created those things and being able to go, hey, we've put ourselves in position. Eventually,
it's going to turn.
We're doing everything we can and we're forcing them to play the big bowls. We're the ones that are actually applying the pressure to bring that out of them. It's a wide line here on that tighter side. Forehand here from Alex Skilton. Once again, a nice open draw. Very few short bowls we've seen throughout this game in this direction, Bailey.
Yeah,
it's generally been the other way that we've seen them up front.
It's probably half a second to a second quicker coming up this way with that tailwind.
Nice pace there from Tim Spratling. Seeing heads that are demonstrating how different these two hands are between that wide and narrow side. Fortunate result there for Alex Skilton, turning Josh RENNEX up as far as he did. That ball will still be 2.5, 3 feet shy of Jack.
Will think it. Will still favours holding one. Which I
Yeah, I would imagine that it's the
other way around.
yeah. Slices the Jack. Still in the middle of a pocket of 4 bowls. The orange belonging to Yarraville Footscray. The 2 purple and blacks are Josh RENNEX's, and the orange speckled that sits on the centre line belongs to Brad Gibson. So it is 3-1 in that corner. Nathan Lynch no doubt playing the forehand here. A cold draw it, or a turn of Josh RENNEX's bowl will make sure of things. Given the pace control we saw last end from him, I would imagine he'll be going close. Just running through on that tailwind. AINGER looking at that backhand side, nice and open. If he does get caught up on the orange, it's his own bowl. A roll on that, roll and a half will be more than enough to make a shot out of it.
This is probably the type of game where you need that momentum. You need to get that mat back. Play your length.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do when they get the mat back. We've not seen anyone go full T to D, nor short. It's been very much a 3/4 length throughout the game so far. That bowl of Darren's coming up, and he followed through himself as well.
It's probably
done enough for 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's certainly got the 1 now with his own purple there at 2 o'clock as we look at it. I think the orange has probably finished in a close enough spot to be number 2. Nathan Lynch trying to drop 2 to 3 feet of pace here. Had a good line on his last bowl.
Looks a bit quick. Gets to that and flops.
Same pace as his last. Finished in an identical position.
Big opportunity for Will. If it's 2, draw for 3.
Yeah. He did probably have about 6 feet of pace with his last. And turned and followed through the bowl. So we'll see how he goes about hanging around here with a correction on weight. He's calling R. And it is just because he is overweight.
That track would have been good enough.
2 shots it is. 2. The rink of AINGER.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Looks like.
We'll see what they're going to do here. Matt in a similar place to where it had been. Yeah, that surprises me. They're playing a near identical length to what we've seen the last couple of ends. The Jack's gone maybe 6 feet further along the line.
Would like to see a pit to pit or a minimum.
Just something to see whether it can shift that momentum on a more consistent basis. Saying that, they haven't been playing badly.
Yeah, no.
They've had the opportunities to make numbers, so maybe a subtle change is all that's required to catch the opposition out.
That's a great starter.
I think Darren might like having that Jack in his hand. Just nailed the pace straight away with that one. Fair reply here from Brad Gibson, though. Needs to hold on a little longer. Just drifting underneath with perfect weight. He's certainly sent this one. Bit of a loose one there from Darren Casely.
Not much change needed for Brad.
No,
Just a
nailed the
foot of
weight with
weight,
his
I reckon.
last. Looks to be a higher line coming in.
It's a good home.
That's good leads bowling. Don't need to get shot now, but can certainly build a head up for his teammates later on. Quick update. The Geelong rink of Brad Pavey now leads 10-6 over James Scullin's Strzelecki rink. That's after 8 ends. Just crossing the halfway mark here. In the Eastern Rangers Mornington Peninsula matchup. Eastern Rangers are 1. Mornington Peninsula are 6 after 6 ends. In the last of those matchups, Brad Marin's Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields team are 5. Damien Riches from West Coast are 6. That is after 7 ends of play. Of course, you can track all those scores on either the Bowls Now app or on the Bowls Link results portal. Bit surprised that with how Brad Gibson's built this head, that Josh RENNEX played on that hand. Backhand side, control the jack or sit the shot bowl.
Yeah.
No harm there, getting past the jack after falling shy wins the first for Troy KREYAN.
Under there, go that side, mate. Two shots! Come on, Rosebud!
Backhand shot here. No doubt trying to just sit that orange down, take it off the jack high position. If he can tuck the jack himself first, will change the prospects of this end. Picks the gap.
Wow.
Try and do that again.
Good enough for 2 though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what hand Alex plays here. We've obviously just seen the options available if you do play that backhand side. Alex Skilton will play that backhand. Searching weight.
It's on the job.
Oh. It looked far quicker out of the hand than it is. Oh, what an awesome pace for that shot. If you can get that jack down the line, Brad Gibson's bowl is sitting and waiting.
Pass the jack, you reach in this one. Just on the draw.
Wanger changing the hand of Tim Spratling here. Just looking to get to that last bowl of Alex Skilton. Anything inside the green and yellow would be good, but he doesn't have the weight on that hand change.
Yeah,
Probably framed it a little bit now for Alex Skilton. Nice guide to get under that last bowl. If he goes close to that, he'll be very close to landing the orange.
Am I going for the inside to get both?
I just try to get the orange out, and if you're lucky enough, you get both.
I think we're going to see some weight here from Alex Skilton. The call is go for the orange if you happen to get lucky enough, you might get both. Can
Good.
take the
Good
orange and
angles.
the blue. Yeah. They've got the next three.
Oi.
Removes one of them.
was-
Gets shot out of it.
That was the angle.
Yes. You see here, only just missing that second bowl just behind. That would have left them with three. These conversion shots from the Moonee Valley boys have been the difference so far. Good early setups from the Yarraville combination. But once again, it's on Will Anger to try and draw his team out of trouble. Willinger on the draw here. Just looking for another 2 feet of weight. It's a good track and a good sider for his first bowl.
Touching the jack down the line on the backhand.
Yes. Or play underneath. Alex through the red and blue.
Yeah.
Pop that and stay for 4. It's a little bit further past Jack than I thought. Probably not the safest way to go about it in hindsight.
What a shot.
His weight control right now is phenomenal.
What a shot. Makes it
2, I would say.
Yeah. 2 a little bit better. More of a harder shot for Will now. You got to be spot on.
So with that jack moving, Will probably needs 3.5 feet on his last. Does have a nice shelf to work off now though. If he can clear around his own bowl and any of the pack of bowls to the left of Jack as we look at it right now, he should funnel right the way down to Jack. They have been turning hard there. It is the wide only other option that they're looking at is if he can get Jack clear underneath. Well, even further back, they've got the deepest bowl on the rink. There's a bowl of Yarraville Footscray that's only a foot from the ditch that we can't see right now.
Probably play aggressive. If you're a little bit wide, you get that bowl, it's only going to be 1. If you get down to the jack in the pits 2, or you dead draw it and try and get to that jack high bowl of Lynch's.
At this point, it's just about having a really clear picture in your mind. Go back to the mat, back yourself, and play the shot. Just trying to get a look at the bowling's hand to see what he's going to be playing. Shaping up for the backhand. Needs to be reaching weight.
Looks tight.
Can get a straightener off his own. Flops it up through. Maybe cuts it back to 1. Nathan Lynch saying it's a forehand shot. If you can slice that jack, can make it 3 or 4. In fact, if he moves it 2 feet, he'll bring in Josh Rennex's back bowl. Plus, everything of their own is on that side of the head. Gets it just right and the jack goes to the correct spot. Could make as many as 5 on the measure. It's about where he needs it to come from. A puff of breeze at the wrong time. Take the shot bowl out.
1 to Northern Gateway.
And that's 1 there. And with that, I'm going to say thank you, Bailey, for your time.
No,
and we're going
you're
to
all
welcome
good.
back Tony Sherwell. Welcome back, Tony Sherwell.
Afternoon, Gleno. Afternoon, everybody. Beautiful, cracking day here in Bendigo East Bowling Club. Sticks Gibson with his opening bowl of this 9th end. Currently leading 9-3. Those just joining us, this is Darren Casely from Yarraville Footscray. Leading up against Brad Gibson, a man they call Sticks.
It's been an interesting contest between the leads on early days, playing opposite hands of the green to each other. Both sides playing in the same length.
Just chatted to Brad Gibson just before came into commentary. Said the green is absolutely flying and just beautiful. Said perhaps a touch slower heading back towards the clubhouse. Said you can sort of see it's a little bit greener down that end than it is up the other end.
With that, we've just had the local knowledge of Bailey, and he's been saying that the consistent wind pushes that direction too. So probably about a half-second change into and from there. And the heads that we've seen have reflected that.
Yep.
A few bowls shy as opposed to fully open draws going the other direction. Josh Ranks here needs to get right the way down. He's going to finish a couple of feet shy.
Good enough for second shot. This is quarter-final action. State Championships weeks. All games being live scored on BowlsLink. You can follow along. Pick the discipline you're after, whether it's men's fours that we're watching at the moment. Then tap on the live icon. Just sailing through, and you'll see all 4 games. Obviously 9-3 here after 8 ends. Geelong leading Strzelecki 14-6 after 10. Eastern Rangers trailing Mornington Peninsula 1-8 after 7. And the match between Bendigo, Campaspe Goldfields and West Coast locked at 6 shots apiece after 8. Not a bad shot from Pud, gets in behind and in for third shot.
So you're doing far better than I am there. I hadn't realised about that live button. I hadn't even thought
well,
of clicking on it.
I think a lot of people haven't, which is why I try and bring it up most times. So you've got your matches and the draw, and then live is the button you want to tap on at the top. So matches, draw, live entries and broadcast. Tap on live and it brings up all the matches started within the last 12 hours of that discipline. So then you scroll down and you'll see the green matches. You can refresh each match individually. Really is terrific. All our games being live scored by the players. So no scorecards being used here at Champions Week for 2025.
Helping out the volunteers with that one, not having to handwrite them all out.
Yeah, much easier
Two
for the
per
volunteers, much easier for those inputting scores at the end of the day. And of course, for a player, it's really not much different. You're either writing it on a scorecard or tapping it into the phone. And these days, they're pretty much attached to our bodies. Here's Alex Skilton.
Now we
holding
were
3.
tracking some of those games just before and saw an absolutely ridiculous scorecard going on in the Wimmera Ballarat Highlands match in the women's pairs, where the first 5 ends, every single end was scored with a 3. The Ballarat combination picked up a 3 on the first, and then Wimmera went 3-3-3-3 the following 4 ends.
Yeah, not often you'd see that. Gotta love Champions Week. All these players have won their region title to get here, so there are no slouches. Doesn't mean you can't have a good day and a bad day, but this is Timmy Spratling.
Searching down here to get to that yellow and green bowl of Alex Skilton. I'm thinking that that wind might have just swung around a little bit. What we'd seen in the still wide hand hasn't quite dropped the same in the last few bowls.
There's a little gust every now and again, but the Northern Gateway combination from Moonee Valley having no trouble at all holding 4 at the moment. Alex Skilton will be looking to bowl a very similar bowl to his last. No need to change too much. They've got one in the back, which is Bradley Gibson, so they've kind of got a bit of the back covered, trying to just heap a bit of pressure on. This year Oval Footscray 4. Almost a carbon copy, well played, Skilts, Alex Skilton.
It's a bit of a different pattern to what we've seen in previous ends. A lot of the time, the Metro West combination have been the ones putting the pressure on, and it's been Alex Skilton and Nathan Lynch with big conversions to go from numbers down to getting the shot and apply that pressure to Will Anger. It's not been often that we've seen them holding a number to start the end off.
Timmy Spratling just going to cut the head here, so no change. Still be a 5 as it currently stands. Skipper's bowls to come. Of course, Northern Gateway had a good win over Goulburn Murray. Dane Gade's rink, they won that one 16-7. And then a ripper of a match. Oval Footscray from Metro West got over the top of Clayton's Sandbelt rink, 16-13. Pretty sure it was either level on the last end or one shot the diff maybe on the last end.
I believe they were down 11-12 with 3 to play and picked up 5 shots to 1 over the last 3 to come from behind and steal it.
Nice track from Nathan Lynch.
He's in some fine draw touch at the moment. He's had that trend a little bit coming this direction though, where he's just been that 2 foot over and cutting the head. In the other direction though, he has been weight perfect.
Yep.
Goes to that little bit of breeze that we've talked about and that bit of extra pace going in this direction. Very few bowls in front of Jack here. Will Anger needs a big one here. Down a number. Playing the backhand side.
Track looks pretty good. It's on the speed.
He's been quick in this direction the last few ends. If he gets caught up on those and follows, he can reduce.
Yeah, I'd say he's certainly cut it back. Whether he's cut it back to 2 or 3, probably 3.
Yeah, hard to tell whether that front purple beats the second of the green and yellows in a line. He's definitely cut out the purple and black that we see at 5 o'clock as we look at it right now.
Thank you for your kind words, G. Stewart. We're very happy to be bringing you the coverage on BVTV. Always a fun week or so. We say Champions Week, but it actually goes for about 9 days. That's a Baker's Week, as we say. Here we go, Nathan Lynch. We're looking to peel 3 or 4 feet off his last. Oh, Alex Skilton just releasing there, thinking, oh, that one doesn't quite have the trip. So
could finish in an ugly position, though.
Yeah, kind of just going to get a little bit in the eye line. Well, should be under that.
Dilemma's here. Number down, so wants to reduce while 6 behind. Doesn't want that to get too much further away, but there certainly is a shot for weight underneath. Clears back Brad Gibson's, that would reduce. Gets Jack moving. They own most of the back.
My favourite is just got to go on the draw. His speed wasn't too bad. Just needs to be a touch higher than his first.
Even if he does get his own another roll or two, can cut it back further.
Yeah. Taking a bit of time over this. Timmy Spratling, his skipper, just working through the options. Now you say AINGER. I always thought it was AINGER.
I'm not sure either way.
All right. I'll go AINGER, you go AINGER. No, you're going the other way. You go AINGER, I'll go AINGER. Apologies. We'll get it right, one of us. Halve our bets. Very smart. You and I went to the casino, we could bet on red and black.
But I bet it'd come up green.
Yeah, that's true. That's the only danger, particularly when they've got 2 greens on there these days. Anyway, that's a different story. Back to action here. Will Ainger with his last bowl. We favour he's down 3. There's a bit more purpose. It's wide and going to collect some front traffic, but not over.
Oh no. Has removed his own purple bowl from the head.
And that's the Nathan Lynch ball that he promotes
Come
in.
through. It should
Jack's
be
come
5.
back. Five, correct.
Shots.
Well, there was a bit of danger there. There's a few smiles on the boys of Moonee Valley. That'll give it a little bit of breathing room. Now 14-3, 9 ends gone in this best of 15 end match. Of course, no time limits here at Champions Week. It's all about crowning the best player, not getting through a schedule in a rush, but finding the best team and the best player. All brought to you on BVTV, courtesy of Moama Bowling Club and Dandenong Club, who power the stream. A few clouds in the sky now, Glennie. Nothing to worry about rain-wise or anything. Change the temperature a little bit for some players. They're saying it's quite warm out there.
Yeah, just take some of the sting out of that sun.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sting in it today too, and it's only 23 degrees. There's nothing to worry about at all. It's quite lovely, but might have just caught a few of them by surprise. Of course, those who haven't yet got their entries in for the over 60s carnival, I can tell you we're looking at record numbers. Going to be a belter of a week or so in Barham and surrounds in May. Of course, the Novice Carnival, which is an event open to those who've been bowling less than 3 years. That'll be in the region of Shepparton, the city of Greater Shepparton and surrounds. Entries for those still open for a little while longer. Do yourself a favour, as they say in the classics. Gee, the speed is good. The speed is good.
I'm just loving seeing the angles that these bowls are turning back from. Nice and wide.
You're noticing it much wider one hand, or is it?
Yeah, they've been turning significantly more along this
The hand they're playing
commentary
now?
side,
Yeah.
yes.
Was the case earlier, but we had the match of Geelong up against Murray Melling. We had some very different bowls in there. Mickey Wests were pretty much turning back on themselves.
No, they've been that way, and the breeze has been favouring that as well. And the local knowledge from Bailey Randall that we had on before was saying that is the tendency that we see here with the traditional wind at Bendigo East.
Yep. Just recap some scores as we go. Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields leading 11-6 over West Coast. That's 9 ends gone.
There's been a swing in that then. It
Yeah,
must have
it
been a
has.
number.
Yep. Mornington Peninsula 8 leading Eastern Rangers 2 after 8 ends. Geelong 14 leading Strzelecki 9 after 11. So they are the remaining quarterfinals in the men's fours. And we also have G-Len women's pairs action. Always plenty happening as we watch this last bowl from Josh RENNEX. Asking for it to hold on. Just cuts in, unfortunately. Still 1, maybe 2 to the Moonee Valley boys. It's Troy KREYAN on the mat.
It's one to Metro West at the moment, is it not? The yellow and green of Troy.
Sorry, yes, I'm getting confused with yellow and blue of Nathan Lynch, my bad. Women's pairs action, Strzelecki trailing 9-15 to Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields. They played 11 ends. Yarra trailing 5-14 to Mornington Peninsula. They've also played 11 ends. Gippsland leading 13-11 over Goulburn Murray. Wimmera leading 13-8 over Ballarat Highlands. They've played 9 ends there.
Alex is needing to hurry to clear that front traffic. Doesn't have.
He gets through the hole with almost pin high weight. Couple more scores while this bowl gets underway. Ovens and Murray 7, leading Murray Mallee 5 after 10 ends. Northern Gateway 13-6 in front of Metro West after 12. Sandbelt 13-7 over Geelong after 10. And Eastern Rangers trailing West Coast 5-6 after 9. That's women's pairs action, round of 16.
As Tim Spratling draws another shot in.
Certainly 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, hard to tell whether the bright orange of Darren Castley beats the orange speckle of Brad Gibson.
It's a bit tutti-fruity, that bowl of Bradley Gibson, isn't it?
Yeah, it's orange and black and brown speckles throughout.
This looks good.
The weight looks similar. Certainly is a higher line. If you can get the jack moving, sits the bowl.
Oh, it's just turned back on itself. That little turtle near the end.
Done enough though.
Could have easily gotten a lot closer.
It's that point of the game though that the Yarraville boys need to create something. So he dropped 5 ones, but the damage has been done by a 4 and a 5. And it's time that they need a number like that of their own.
Yeah, that is true. Ends will start to disappear. Of course, all these matches are knockout, so there is no chance of catching up margins in future games. It's all on the line. 10th end here.
There is a backhand swing shot there. See if he can pump that bowl of Alex's down the line and clear it. Can play it on the forehand as well. Nice little guide under the purple and black of Josh RENNEX. The angle probably works a little bit better there to poke it between the yellow that you can see on screen just near Will Ainger's knee and the orange.
15-end match, Glenn. I think you're right. They have to start thinking about the board.
Well, there's no point going down without swinging.
There we go. So just a little bit of purpose
As
trying to dislodge this shot bowl.
Described forehand looking for that through the gap.
It's got a hold. It just finds the gap.
That's the hole that he wants to be turning the bowl through. I think you can probably do it with 10% less pace and have a better chance of hanging around yourself. Widen the size of that target a little bit too with that angle. Because if you do hang with that less weight, you can use either the black and purple of Josh RENNEX, or if you clear that, the orange to get across to that shot bowl as well.
Yep.
Playing the weight he did, he's got the bowl and only the bowl to look at.
Oh, Nathan Lynch with his first skips bowl.
He's been drawing the lights out this way.
Yeah, gets Alex Skilton's bowl in behind. Sits in for a couple.
Saying that, it is framed very nicely now for Will Ainger. He can drive straight at the jack there and clear both of the Moonee Valley bowls. Gets the edge of the blue and yellow. Shoots off and takes Alex Skilton's bowl as well. They'll be left with the remaining 4. The gap between the shot bowl just on the centre line there and the jack is big enough that he can clear it with no contact on that jack and moving it at all. That's a really nice view of it there, what faces him.
You make it sound easy, Glenn. I do like that. It's obviously not an easy shot.
It's easy to do it from here, Tony.
Yeah, it's the best seat in the house. I haven't
He's
missed
not
a bowl
far
from him here.
away.
Finds a bit of front traffic, clears through a hole.
He's got the right intent. He'll have another shot at it. And with it set up like that, Nathan Lynch will be wanting to change this in some way.
As you say, you'd rather go out swinging than pick up a few singles in the last few ends and go down in a 15-11 or something, 15-10. All the same on the scoreboard.
We've been a little bit stiff. There's been times where they've held numbers, and 2 of the match they were holding a very good 5 that Nathan Lynch killed.
Well, that's the quality of Nathan Lynch, isn't it? Yeah, nothing wrong with that too.
No, but the shot does still exist. If you can get both Moonee Valley bowls out, he will make 4. That would go a long way to bringing them back into this matchup.
He's had a good side. I wasn't too far away.
He's under
This one's
again.
a little bit more narrow. Almost finds, well, not almost, finds the exact same gap with a front bowl crash through. 16-3, Glenn, 10 ends gone. Maths is not my strong point, but I say that's 13 shots the difference with 5 ends to go.
Look at you go, Tony. You should
Yeah.
be a CEO or something with math skills like that.
Thank goodness for calculators.
So
Means
what
they're
are-
going to need
what
to pick
are
up
we
2 or
looking at
3 shots
there?
an end. As you say, they probably need one big end. So what we are looking at is nothing short of the jack. If you're a fan of the doggies, and they've had a terrific year here at Footscray. And Sticks loves this out of the hand.
Certainly gives you plenty with his mannerisms off the mat.
He does, but I've been caught by him once before when he doesn't love it and it sits about 2 foot away and everyone else would chalk it up as a tick. So,
Oh, sorry, I wanted 2 foot and 2 inches, and I gave you 2 foot and 1.
so he did just go through a touch, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Darren Caisley just going through a touch as well, so just the adjustment going away from the clubhouse and back towards the clubhouse. How's this for an adjustment, Glenn?
Needs to push a little further down.
You wanted another spin or so.
2.5, 3 feet shy.
Yeah, nice bowl from Darren Caisley. Umpire getting a bit of a workout on the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields versus West Coast match. Currently Bendigo leading 11-6 after 9.
I was just looking at that game. It was all West Coast early on, but 3 ends on the trot of singles followed by a 5 to Bendigo's flipped that board.
Certainly has, a lovely shot there from Pud, Josh RENNEX. He's had a couple of short ones in the last couple of ends, but that one bang on target. Some little gusts of wind every now and again now too, just to make things a little bit more difficult for players. Yeah, nice ball from TK. Sits in nicely in behind, couple of second shots.
And the winner of this match will play the winner of the Geelong-Strzelecki matchup. That one currently sits at 14-9 Geelong's way. And Geelong side that we saw on the stream earlier today, getting up on that last end.
That'll be tomorrow morning, of course, that match. No further matches this evening. Josh RENNEX perhaps just a touch shy with this one. Not a bad effort.
It's not going to hurt either.
Got the shot bowl.
With a good one in there. Restricting the hand does help create a problem for the Yarraville combination.
Troy KREYAN going for a bit of a run. He's going to find some front traffic. Almost halves it through the jack.
That's the other thing that we might start seeing from this Yarraville team. Going early, happy that if heads aren't being set up their way, kill and give a chance to rebuild and start again.
Yeah, that is true. I'm going
Well,
to say something controversial in a second, but they really have not much choice other than to kill with a 13-shot margin. And this is where it actually may not pay to get too close to the jack if you're Moonee Valley.
Yep, fully agree.
Well, then it's not controversial then, is it?
I just think you're a very good tactician, Tony.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but a broken clock's serving right twice a day.
Well, what he's done with that weight is open up a hand, which was the other thing they didn't have prior to Tim's last bowl.
So Tim Spratling back to draw weight. The weight's pretty good. It's just cutting slightly. Wants to hold for the jack, but just under. Not lost there though. There we go, Alex Skilton just clarifying instructions from his skipper Nathan Lynch. Just trying to draw one on the forehand and sit in behind, roughly matching that last bowler, Tim Spratling. Wants to sort of sit one in this gap.
If they can trail it and get it down the line there with the right weight, it would be 4, but not anymore.
It's a good effort, chalk it up.
15-inch trail, probably their best bet now. That'd be enough for 3. It always amuses me, players with deliveries like Tim's, where he brings the bowl up right in front of the eye line, because I'm always convinced that they're going to be playing big weight.
Yeah.
Well,
at least it's
that's
one
not
out.
Bad.
Still Josh RENNEX has shot.
But it's 1 in 4 now.
Yep.
Can find a way to clear that from the pack of green and yellow, orange and red, blue and yellow.
The difficulty is trying to clear it, stick around without disturbing the jack.
The only other option is possibly to play the other side, find a track just under Josh RENNEX's short bowl and move the jack into that pack of 3 bowls. Hope it jams there. Similar weight to that, but on the other hand for Will, I really like. See, the only bowl out on that side of the head is the green and yellow of Alex Skilton there. But if you play it with the first, then you can remove that bowl with the second. These conversations now getting a little bit more involved, given what they need to do with where the scoreboard stands.
Yeah, there is certainly some work to do. These two spending a bit of time over this decision. It's one thing to try and work out the right shot in a head that really doesn't suit in many respects. The second thing is, can they play it?
At this point in time, if you're going to execute, you need to be very confident in the call, very confident in the shot that you're playing.
Absolutely. While they ponder over this decision, we'll give you some scores. Obviously 16-3 after 10 in the match here. The lead to Northern Gateway over Metro West. The other rinks in the men's fours quarterfinals. Geelong leading 17-9 over Strzelecki. It's 12 ends gone. Eastern Rangers trailing by 1, 7-8 to Mornington Peninsula, 10 ends gone. And Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields up 11-8 over West Coast in men's fours, also 10 ends gone there. All those scores on Bowls Link, you are all welcome to follow along to your heart's content. So Will Ainger makes his way down to the mat. There's a bit of a giggle with the rink next door.
Playing the forehand side. So I'm imagining that he's looking for that track under the black and purple of Josh RENNEX. See if he can get that jack moving into the cluster of their own bowls. There are 3 catches there.
He's going to find some front traffic again.
That's not bad.
Clears it out of the way. It did stick around as the unfortunate bit there for Will Ainger. You watch this. Josh RENNEX bowl jams on a couple of others. Sticks around. Nathan Lynch
that's the one
wasting
they're
no
worried
time.
about, though. He can either play a very similar shot and clear it again, or just, now that the hand's open, play a 4-hand trail of 15 inches for 4. Really easy when you talk about it that way.
Well,
that shot doesn't exist anymore.
It was a 4-hand trail for 4. That one is gone.
That is an absolute seed from
I
Nathan
think
Lynch.
Will Ainger might have seen the same thing because he just sort of came down with that grin on his face like, how am I supposed to do this when they keep taking my shot away? Anyway.
I'd keep the weight of the last, Will, and hope to slice that jack sideways because there are 2 options here, kill or pray. Nathan Lynch just making us look like absolute idiots here on the stream.
One thing I can guarantee you is praying will not change this shot. This is a tough shot. It's going the same. Less weight. It's got a
Needs
hold.
the jack, he's not far away.
It's got a hold. It just cuts out.
Another 2.
2 more to the Valley boys. They continue on their merry way. It's 18-3 after 11 ends.
And it is getting late very early.
He knows they're there. He doesn't want to go. Tommy T-Bone sitting about 8 feet from us. Skilts has just alerted him to the fact he's got some mates sitting down there, and I think T-Bone was quite happy to stay where he is. Just tricking. T who's not tricking. It's Bradley Gibson.
That late turn again there.
Jack high. Nice shooting.
$15 shots, 4 ends of play here. Going to need some numbers if they're that Yarraville combination. 4 fours would do it. We did see 5 threes in a row over in that women's pairs game.
Certainly can happen. Speaking of women's pairs, we had 1 match completed already. Emily Davies, Sophie Kurzman for Northern Gateway, rather. They've got over the Edwardses from Metro West, 15-7. That's Blaine and Gale.
Northern Gateway.
Northern Gateway. Got through their ends pretty quick. 2 and a walk pairs. Not renowned for being the quickest of games. And those have just joined us, we are here at Bendigo East Bowling Club. It's the State Champions Week for 2025. Proudly supported by the City of Greater Bendigo, Bowls Victoria. This is men's fours action. Quarter-final time. Top 4 teams will play off for a semi-final tomorrow morning, followed by the final tomorrow afternoon. Here from Bendigo East Bowling Club.
Hand draw here for Troy. Just overcooked that one.
Scores in other matches in this quarter-final. Geelong now leading 20-9 over Strzelecki. 13 ends gone, so...
Could be the last end of action here.
Yeah.
Or there, I should say.
Eastern Rangers 7 trailing at Mornington Peninsula 11 after 11 ends. And Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields leading 11-8 over West Coast. They've played 10 ends in that match. 15 end matches here, no time limits, dead ends are replayed. Nice bowl. TK holding shot.
Alex Skilton just the one down here. Not that that will concern them too much, given the lead they currently hold. One downs are fine by the Valley boys.
They do play well, these Valley boys, not just good players, but they enjoy it. Quite often see Alex Skilton have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, plenty of camaraderie between this group.
Yeah.
Very tightly knit.
Just not quite going to find the trip. It's a good effort nonetheless. Nathan Lynch, of course, looks a couple of years younger, shaving off the moustache.
And at the same time, Pud looking like he's going for the double mustache between the zinc over the top line of the slug across his lip.
Very much the cricketer's zinc on.
Channeling his inner boonie.
It's not a bad bowl here. Tim Spratling just
clear
collecting the
Alex.
front. Touch stiff, no real change.
Once again, though, just making it hard to get that 3 or 4 that they need here to keep them alive.
Show us your class and draw a toucher.
Nathan Lynch with the show us your bias and draw a toucher.
Shows your class, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
I think it might have. I don't know.
I thought he was calling for it to be nice and wide of that last bowl.
No,
with Tim's.
you're probably right. Either way, Alex Skilton just hasn't quite sent that one.
And he's crossed that head, so he's been disobedient if it was a case of show us your bias.
He'll be in trouble later at the review.
Tim here, able to turn his own up if he can plant and run through that or just draw around. That's the start of something for Will Anger to play with. Or Anger. Or
I'm not
Anger.
sure
Or
he
Anger.
sent this though, Glenn. Yeah, just a couple of loose bowls there by these gentlemen's standards. There's a few sort of gusts of wind every now and again. So we bring you all the action here on BVTV, thanks to the generous support of Moama Bowling Club and Dandenong Club. This is Nathan Lynch on the mat. Using a Henselite XG. He's also going to cut the head.
Yeah. With these gusts, when they're up, it is turning a lot over on that side.
Probably just hear those couple of gusts in our effects mic.
At the same time, there's a little bit more of that cloud cover as well. It's just great off a touch here.
Yep. Keep my lily white legs looking white.
Not working on the bowler's sock tan there, Tone.
Pretty hard to get a tan when they sit under the desk too much.
I must say, I did admire some serious bowl sock tans up down in Traralgon last week. Some players putting serious hours into it. Golfers and bowlers can pick him from a mile away.
Oh, 100%. Aaron Wilson was always one who I note of having a defined ankle tan.
Good there from Will.
Well, Andrew gets a shot through, but misses the jack. Also, of course, has the wrist taping. Surely this one's higher. Not just higher, but it's closer. Oh, wow. The big bender. It's a high five from the crowd. It's a handshake from Josh RENNEX, a handshake from Bradley Gibson, and a handshake from Alex Skilton. Will Ainger says, hang on a minute, I'm going to have to come up and have a look at this.
He's just chucked his hands out to his side going, now what? Where do we turn? Where do we run?
Yeah, I think just run. That's, and I don't mean run at the head, I mean just run away. 18-3, down a couple. Cabbage is asking, how's the Eastern Rangers boys going? They are currently down 7-11 to Mornington Peninsula. 11 ends gone, so certainly not out of it.
Slurpy scorelines.
Yes, very much.
All right, I'm not entirely sure what Will's going to play here. Probably needs to play that forehand side. Try and get the jack moving, but it is a small target.
I mean, is he at the stage where he just has to run at it in frustration and see if he can make something happen, kill the end if possible? But
the entire centre line's just clogged. I don't know what you're trying to get up and through the jack to kill. Needs to hold past the front, which is
well, it's not
too
quite
far
going to
from
do it.
doing.
A couple more shots to the Moonee Valley boys from Northern Gateway. They now lead 20-3, 12 ends gone. 17 shots the diff. 3 ends to play.
And if Yarraville can't win this end, it will be the last end of this matchup. This will be more than 16 behind with 2 to play, so have no way of catching the lead. In knockout play, that means the match must conclude.
So interesting, a few rinks over, Glenn. The score is 20-9, Geelong over Strzelecki after 13. And they've just got the mat out to play another end, which tells me Strzelecki picked up, well, at least 3. So we'll check that on the BowlsLink live scores.
Brad Gibson with another solid starter there. And that's all that the Valley boys need to be doing at this stage.
Yeah, they don't need to change too much when you're leading 20-3. You normally have a pretty good knack of picking close games. This one, a slight blemish on our record. And Jack could have been killed on that Geelong rink. It's the only other option, of course, but we'll keep you updated.
Darren Casely needing to add a foot of weight and correct his line there. I think it's probably been one of the areas that these Yarraville boys have been caught out. He's consistently stayed on that other hand of the green. And in a game where the margin is like this, sometimes you've just got to try and change something. Front ends have continued doing what they have since end 1. Josh RENNEX asking for this one to hold on. Gets the straightener through. Falls out. Positive draw, the call for Troy KREYAN.
It's close.
Doesn't want to sit his own out. Could be 1 down here. There's 2 down here. Not all bad news though. They're there to play 2. Josh RENNEX trying to cover those 2 away bowls. Reasonable effort at doing so.
Yeah, it really has been a strong performance from the boys from Moonee Valley. credit to the Yarraville Footscray rink. They won just about everything there is to win this year. And winning their region title in Metro West is no easy feat. They've had a victory this morning over a strong sandbelt combination, but just run into a veritable brick wall of Moonee Valley talent this morning. This afternoon, I should say.
Of course, that Metro West region, including some of our other power clubs like Deer Park and Altona out there as well.
Not wrong. If memory serves me correctly, Metro West won both the region's sides for men and women this year.
Yes, they're women getting promotion from silver up to gold. The men taking out the gold title over this Gateway side.
Yep.
Or over this Gateway region, I should say. Needs to drop hard to sit the bowls. That it's not too bad. Still leaves a nicely framed shot to move that jack a foot or so. One foot trail. Quite shot here. Oh no, he's calling the kill.
Yeah, God, I don't mind this call. They do need a bit of good fortune coming their way.
Played on the backhand side. Best way to kill it on the backhand is to get Brad's bowl through the jack. Oh, jack clean.
Well, gets one out, also takes out one of their own, unfortunately. And the put a RENNEX bowl jams in on one of their own. So
somewhere between 2 and 4 down now. The Yarraville combination.
I think they've got no choice but to go for it, but unfortunately when you do, sometimes it can have a reverse consequence.
Nathan Lynch here probably just trying to either tuck the jack away and get rid of that easy kill option, or stick one out where the kill could be going. Try and keep that jack in play. He's opting for the change it method. Not a bad attempt. And all that comes to mind for me right now is an Oasis song. Don't look back, Will Anger. I heard you say.
More chances of killing now with where this jack is in relation to Bradley Gibson's bowl, so we don't expect to see too much change. Was a killed end on that Geelong rink earlier. Just at a mid-range weight. Looks to be
get one through the
other.
other.
So wide, no change there. Bowls pretty much everywhere on this rink. "17 shots the margin. Moonee Valley
Not a bad blocker either.
holding shot. That gets it at least to 18, which means the Yarraville Footscray rink from Metro West needs to pick up at least 3 on where the head currently lies. There we go. Back to just
Score one, we keep playing. If they don't, that'll be all she wrote.
And it is all she wrote over a couple of rinks. Geelong have accounted for Strzelecki in the men's fours quarter-final. It's a victory to Brad Pavey over James Scullen.
Will playing a backhand, searching. He's going to need luck underneath.
Going to be under, and players will shake hands here. Don't know whether Skilt's just signalled how many shots it is and says that is it. The players resign to the fact that that's a victory for Bradley Gibson, Josh RENNEX, Alex Skilton, Nathan Lynch from Moonee Valley Bowls Club. Representing Northern Gateway region, they really did put together a comprehensive display, and they'll head into semi-finals tomorrow morning. Well, I won't say full of confidence, but they'll be relatively happy with how their games have gone today. Glenn, you saw the match in its entirety. There's a little bit of, doubt at the start, but in the end, Northern Gateway just put their foot down.
Yeah, absolutely. Did it with numbers. 4 on the 4th end and a 5 on the 9th, just creating that space.
Sets up a tantalising match in the semi-finals between the Geelong pairing, which we saw on the stream, Geelong 4, I should say, which we saw on the stream earlier today. Account for Murray Mallee up against Northern Gateway. We'll do some numbers on which matches are going to be shown tomorrow morning here on BVTV. But for today, we thank Josh for producing the show so very well, as he always does. We thank Bendigo East for hosting us, of course, the City of Greater Shepparton, who enable us to bring Champions Week to the masses. Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club, who power the stream. And of course, Glenn and Bailey Randall, who jumped into commentary to give us a bit of a chop out earlier on. Thank you all very much. We look forward to seeing you next time on BVTV.